The leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, arrives at the Federal High Court Abuja, where he's expected to open his defense yet again in the ongoing trial on alleged terrorism instituted against him by the federal government. The trial judge, Justice James Omotosho, had given him 6 days to conduct his defense and even exceeded time or waived his rights if he failed to do so. At the resumed hearing, the court stood down to allow Kanu file a fresh motion. Among other points in his motion, Kanu urged the court to expunge from its record the plea of not guilty entered by him, claiming it was based on deception and in defiance of the Supreme Court's decision. Kanu further asked the court to hold that the charges disclosed no offense known to law, as they were allegedly based on a repealed terrorism law. Responding, counsel to the federal government, Adeboyega Awomolo said that there was no need to file any counter affidavits to Kanu's motion. He stated that the prosecution was relying on the court's records and urged the judge to take judicial notice of the relevant legal developments. Mr. Awomolo added that the defendant was simply refusing to enter his defense, stressing that the trial was being conducted within the ambit of the law. He urged the court to adjourn for judgment. In his ruling, Justice Omotosho reiterated the court's position that no ruling or preliminary objection will be determined at this stage. He noted that the case had received accelerated hearing after it was reassigned to him earlier this year. The judge observed that multiple adjournments were granted at the instance of the defendant, who sought to cross-examine prosecution witnesses. He recalled that Kanu's no-case submission was earlier overruled, and the defendant was directed to open his defense. Justice Omotosho emphasized that the court had ensured fair hearing, but noted that Kanu, despite initially agreeing to enter his defense, abandoned it and began claiming that there was no existing law under which he was being tried. He said the defendant had not demonstrated seriousness in the proceedings, adding that he had personally appealed to Kanu to present his defense and engage a legal expert. Citing Supreme Court authorities, Justice Omotosho held that if a defendant fails to utilize the opportunity of fair hearing, the court cannot compel him to enter his defense. The judge ruled that it was on this basis that Mr. Kanu had waived his right to defend and subsequently fixed November 20 for judgment. Emmanuela Ekele, Channels Television News.